So a couple of weeks ago, I went to an early screening of Alita Battle Angel, even though this video is late. And no one's paying me, but I think I meant to tell you if it's good or bad or has enough dogs in it or something. However, I am only qualified to answer one of those things. It has one real dog, several robot dogs, and all of them are very good boys. So I'm gonna just talk for a little bit about my experience of a piece of work, and then you'll take that and just like, do whatever you want with it, I don't know. He's really hit the ground running on this one, hasn't he? Very quickly, before I say anything else, I've not seen the anime. In fact, I've never seen any anime because I'm not a nerd. Wait, what do you know? I'm not a nerd. Glad that we got that out of the way. You're a nerd. Alita Battle Angel seems to belong to this weird class of modern blockbusters that have kind of mixed main narratives but are really into world building. This is something Patrick Willems pointed out on Twitter, and I'm going to take this opportunity to say, check him out, because he seems like it's a really cool channel. I like it. Aquaman, Mortal Engines, Jupiter Ascending, The Crimes of Grindel. Your results may vary, but we've got these films that have really big budgets but seem to be devoting most of their time to what's going on in the fringes, to building up their worlds as these big, elaborate, expansive things. What's going on here? Like, is this the result of a hyper-franchisable, universe-building mindset that modern Hollywood has taken on? Is it the result of directors who grew up immersed in fantasy fiction finally getting to use cinema as their own sandbox? Like, now the D&D kids have the cameras, let's get weird with it. Is it a mix of these things, or something else entirely? I don't know. The point is, Alita is weird. Weird is bad. Weird is weird. Weird is good? Weird is weird. Not all descriptions have to be inherently positive or negative. Film's weird, and that's probably a good thing, because there's enough uniqueness to compensate for the fact that not all of this fully hangs together. Anyway, it's the future. Society as we know it has collapsed, and the last remnants of humanity have all gathered. You know the drill. Christoph Waltz is a little science boy who finds a discarded robot head that has a human brain inside of it, decides to put it back together. And before you know it, she's awake and doing all kinds of weird anime things, like a nerd, getting into all kinds of mayhem, because that's what happens when you might be one of the most advanced weapons of all time. It's just like fun teenage stuff. I joke, but this film really does lean heavy on the teenage stuff. Like, there's a boy, and he's a cute boy, and there's a cool sport, but that's not going to play a big role in the, oh my god, it's a really big part of the movie. It does look pretty cool, though. The result is a film that feels like it's in such a rush to get where it's going that it doesn't tell us where that is. And I was left enjoying myself, but also feeling kind of confused and a little unfulfilled in places. Why does this thing have, like, 3 different endings? Why am I slightly confused every time we move on to another scene? Oh, is it because despite the fact that the first act feels kinda too long, we never really establish what Alita's main goal is? Yes, I'd say that's entirely possible. We get a lot for her to interact with. There's bounty hunters and cyborg serial killers and sci-fi sporting events, a dark past, a city in the sky, a very good boy. This film is pretty full. It's like a video game with multiple strands of side quests going on, but I'm not sure that any of these subworlds in their current form are enough to support the main film because the spine of it feels kinda limp. I enjoyed watching these things play out, but I'm not sure that there's enough thematic focus to fully string these things together, so the result feels more like a collection of clips from a Let's Play than a full thematic journey. Let's get back to the fun weird, if you can call this that. This film has a strange fascination, almost an obsession, with human dismemberment. Like, it's really into it in a way that I've not seen talked about by many other people. I remember vividly seeing the 12 rating before this film started, and then watching the film and thinking, this cannot be. People losing arms, people losing legs, people losing faces. Not heads, although that happens too. Faces, just the face part, and not just the villains. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but this film does not hold back on violence against characters that we would usually consider as having plot armor, and I'm not saying that this is good because it's violent, although all of the action scenes are nicely choreographed and animated, all those good things. But more that it's just interesting to see a film with such a distinct sense of personality in its action. Maybe that's worth its own video, I don't know. I like that the main city is set in Central America and takes influence from places like Panama and Havana. You know your boy loves him some Blade Runner, but we can't all be Blade Runner, and we probably shouldn't, and the result is a world that feels alive and interesting and inviting to an audience. Big yes. Here's a fun fact. Apparently the decision to set this in Central America was because the floating city above Iron City is the remains of a space elevator, which, scientifically, apparently would need to be close to the Earth's equator to function and stuff. It's strange the things that this film chooses to be scientifically accurate on, but the result is an interesting enough experience, so who cares? Very quickly, for anyone asking why this gets a pass and Ghost in the Shell doesn't, I believe the prevailing thought is that Ghost in the Shell is based in Japan, and the original anime of this is based in America somewhere, but I will leave those conversations to far more educated people, because I'm not a nerd. Okay, last big thing, and I know you've been wondering, why does she have anime eyes? Why does she have anime eyes? Why does she have anime eyes? I don't know. I'm really not sure, but they didn't distract me. It's kind of a testament to how far the technology has come, the team that put it to use, that's these guys, and Rosa Salazar herself for acting within those constraints and making the character feel so alive. I get the feeling you have to put in overtime when you're working with all this stuff on ya. Like, playing a character who is ostensibly a teenage girl when you're 33 is probably not easy as it is, and then you consider that your performance is basically a collaboration with a whole team of people that have to make this person real. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, closing this one out, I got the very distinct feeling watching this film, oh, I don't think that this is for me, which then evolved into, oh, there are other people who are probably gonna get a lot from this. So yeah, if based on all the things I just said, you think you could be one of those people, maybe give this a look. Thank you to the folks at Think Jam for inviting me, that was very nice of you. And yeah, Alita, Battle Angel, it was weird. It didn't fully work, I was into it. And thank you for checking this out. There are charities in the description doing good work, maybe give them a look, see what they're doing. If you have money, you can give money, maybe you give the money. I am Sam, that was some stuff. Thank you for being around, we appreciate you. Just the collective we, I guess. I will see you next time. I'm not a nerd. Not a nerd.